Welcome back to Overland, Florida, everybody. I'm Kevin, and over the next 2 days, Central Florida is going to get rocked by a Category 5 hurricane. I live in Lakeland, which is right outside Tampa, which is where the current path is going directly over. So today I'm going to be picking up all the loose things around the house, but I want to show you guys what I'm going to be doing after the hurricane when we have no running water or power. So the kiddie pool is to collect rainwater for the dogs. We have 2 GSPs. Right now, currently, it's not a good day for solar, but I have a 180-watt solar panel connected to my eco-worthy 280 amp hour battery, and that's going to go into the camper. And that's basically just going to run all the electronics, all the lights. We do have an air conditioner that will run off this battery. That'll charge cell phones. It'll actually power some of the lights I have outside the house. In addition to the 180-watt solar panel right there, on the roof of the camper, I also have 2 more 180-watt solar panels. And that wire comes right down this conduit right here and goes into this toolbox where I have a BougeRV charge controller. Right now this battery is completely topped off. I have another 200 amp hour battery right here. I have a fully charged 100 amp hour just sitting right here, ready to get switched in if we run out of power. But between those 2 large batteries right there, I shouldn't have any problem going the next couple weeks. I was in a tight spot trying to find a power inverter at the last minute. I happened to find this one at Napa. It's only a 1500 watt. I was looking for at least a 2000, but that's the only one I could find, and I probably must have called 15 stores. Everyone's buying them up because of the hurricane. But I tested it. Even though it's 1500 watts, that is plenty big enough. It'll run this air conditioner on low. Let's go ahead and close that. So for water, I have filled up my road shower right there. I think that's 10 gallons. It's pressurized, so you can use this to clean off your feet, wash the dogs, wash dishes, or anything. It's about the same pressure that would come out of your spigot at the house. For hot showers, I do have a Joolca hot shower, instant hot shower in here. It runs off propane, and I have 3 propane tanks ready to go for cooking and for showers. This right here is our outdoor shower room. This actually folds out and we'll be able to stand on the concrete and take a nice hot shower. Right there is a freshly topped off propane tank, one of about 3 that we have. Inside the camper, we have a refrigerator going. It's currently just chilling at 36 degrees. We have a queen or king size bed, I can't really remember off the top of my head. But we have canned goods, dry food, all kinds of stuff ready to go. Plus, we have food for the refrigerator. Goose and Maggie are playing. You having a stare off, Maggie? So after the storm, we're going to be fortunate. As long as the trailer makes it, we're going to have food, shelter, water, and power. I've lived in South Lakeland my entire life. I've been here for 36 years of hurricanes. Probably the worst direct hit that we had was Irma, and I was actually in this house at the time, and we had 100-mile-an-hour winds, and the only thing that I lost was, of course, my vinyl fence, a couple shingles, and one of the panels on my aluminum porch. So as long as this hurricane is 100 miles an hour or less, I'm not going to worry too much, but it did spike up to a Cat 5, and they say it's supposed to be a 3 when it comes across Lakeland, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't lose anything more than I lost last time, which was shingles and my vinyl fence. But as long as the camper's okay, that's the main reason. We can stay living out of this camper for as long as we need to. It's the perfect size for us. And like I said, we have all the amenities, and I already checked the weather. As soon as the hurricane passes, we're having nothing but days full of sun. So that is good for our solar panels. That means we'll have power for the refrigerators and charging our devices and everything else, and especially the air conditioner if it heats back up. Also, Jillian's 4Runner, thanks to her brother, we got the red arc figured out. So now we have a dual battery set up in there. It's fully charged. It's actually currently parked in the driveway. Actually, I'm just gonna go out there and show you guys. So in the front yard, ready to go, we have Jillian's 4Runner. On the hood right there, you can see she has a Linsun Solar 100-watt solar panel that goes to a red arc, which monitors the dual battery setup. So the Linsun solar panel comes down through that center wire right there, comes to this red arc, which you can see right here. It's got solar, vehicle, and stage. That monitors our second dual battery right down here. And as you can see, we have quite the octopus of wires right now. But Jillian and I had this set up, and for whatever reason, it wasn't reading right, and we swapped a lot of the wires around, and it was apparently working, but then it wasn't reading right. So then we kind of got fed up with it and just forgot about it for almost an entire year. Luckily, her brother looked into it and brainstormed for a while, and we figured out the mistake, and he told us which wires to swap, and right now it is working really well. So that readout actually comes all the way to the back, and we have a screen right here, and as you can see, we are currently at 100%. That dual battery is 67 amp hours, and right now there's just a 1 watt of charge coming into the solar panel. So when the screen flashes, it's charging. When it's solid, that means there's a draw on the battery. So we will have that. And then Julian also has a bunch of plugs down here to charge devices on the run. We have some 12-volt sockets for fans for the dogs and charging other things, air compressors and whatnot. And as soon as the hurricane gets a little closer, we'll probably turn this on. Right now it's currently off just to save power, but we do have a Dometic refrigerator ready to go in the 4Runner. We do not recommend this refrigerator at all. This is the second one they've sent us. Or actually, they sent us a replacement. This is a replacement, so it's the second one we've had, but we don't really like it at all. The lid has got to be the hardest lid to close. Like most other brands, Iceco, whatnot, you just drop the lid from about here and it'll lock. This one, you literally have to put 60 or 70 pounds of weight to get it to lock, and it's still not locked. So yeah, don't really recommend the Dometic CFX refrigerator like that. Moving on from solar power and refrigeration is the next big key element to after hurricane. Living in Florida, I can't say I've ever lost cell phone service. Usually what happens is people don't think about charging their cell phone because they're glued to it watching the hurricane updates, and then it dies, and then they freak out because they have no way to charge it. So communication is key. Hopefully we don't have the same thing happen to us that happened in North Carolina, where the cell phone towers and Wi-Fi went down for weeks, and currently still is down in most spots. But Retvis sent me some GRMS radios. This is the handheld one. I have another one that's hard mounted. She has mounted a Midland handheld radio. It's right here. It's really nice. Good setup. A lot of people think that these radios are like brand specific. So if you have a Midland, you can only talk to Midland. That's not the case. These work perfectly fine with each other. The only things that are hard to talk to are if you have the cheap Bofang radios from Amazon. They're like 20 bucks. Those have like some security keys on them or codes or whatever, where we can hear you, but we can't talk to you, so you got to work through that. But these, right out of the box, they'll communicate GRMS. On top of her rack, she has a ghost antenna right now. But if we have to depend on these, I'm going to go ahead and put the taller antenna on her 4Runner. If we have to go to the gas station or the store and someone has to stay home, we can communicate from the vehicle to the house. So that'll come in really handy. Outside of that, I hope everyone's prepared. I hope the storm just falls apart at the last second. Tampa hasn't had a direct hit from a hurricane since like 1930 or 1927 or something. And I know there's so many apartments built right on the water because they never thought, the storm would ever come. Well, here it is. So I hope a lot of people evacuated. Last night was a mess on I-4. They opened up the emergency lanes. So instead of being 3 lanes wide, it was actually 4 lanes wide all the way to Champions Gate going towards Orlando. So it was a hot mess. I'm sure it's still a mess today. There's still a lot of people that had to work yesterday. They're going to evacuate. So I hope everyone's safe. Don't drive like a complete jackass. Get to where you're trying to go safely. If you're staying put, I hope you got your supplies. I hope you have a plan for after the hurricane, how you're going to navigate and stuff like that. Because during Charlie and all the hurricanes in 2004 that were back to back, there were trees down. And not even mention that, we sent a lot of the crews from Florida. We sent them all over to Asheville, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee. So, we're gonna have to call them back. So now they're gonna have to drive back across all this traffic to get to us. So it could be a little while before we get power and supply. So just bear with everybody. And if you have somebody that needs something and you have extra, if you can lend a helping hand, lend it. And let's get through this hurricane together. So hope everyone makes it out okay. See you guys later. I'll try to give an update the day after and maybe 2 days after. I'll probably have to go into work in Tampa, so we'll see if I can even get there.